Welcome to Business Brains, a platform I created based on being an entrepreneur and business you are interested in based on a matter of importance to you. Well, last week I created a video and it included my amazing friend Donna, the fact that she's created this amazing organisation called Yves London. And at the end, Donna and I had a chit chat about candle safety. I didn't include that in the original podcast because I actually felt a bit embarrassed that I didn't know so much, and I probably didn't want to, put myself out there. But then, based on the information, or should I say intel Donna gave me, I thought it would be a good thing to share with you guys, and that's what I'm doing now. So this has been pre-recorded and it's part 2. Over to you. Enjoy.
Do you know what I mean? When you were talking about the different wicks and stuff, I'm thinking, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about the thing could be dangerous.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know. They just, like you said, they just trust. They buy something from the shop and it's fine, isn't it? But the candle world is not regulated, so
the only thing you think could be dangerous is that if you knock it over, you think, of course, it's going to be dangerous if you knock the thing over because it's fire. But I didn't think it could, of its own accord, popping and whatnot. Wow.
Yeah, if they use the wrong wick, or it's not compatible with the wax, it can start flickering. Also, you can get like black smoke out of some wicks, depending on the candle properties and how they've made it, if they've not made it right. Because it's all about temperature. It's all science. You got to melt it to the right temperature. You got to add in the fragrance oil at the right temperature, and you've got to pour at the right temperature. And you've got to make sure you've got the right environment to sort of pour it in. If it's too cold, do you need to warm up your vessels before? So all those sort of things play a part into getting that nice performance candle.
I've had black smoke though.
Well, yeah, you probably wouldn't. So people, if they've made, you can tell if not everyone's going to make a bad candle, but I've seen people that have made bad candles and they've complained. You can see on Amazon, there's this one brand and she's put in the review. There's been quite a few of them. Oh, it caused a lot of black smoke and then messed up my wall.
Yeah, I've had that though myself. I just thought that was normal.
Oh, you have had that?
Yes, I have.
That's normal. It shouldn't do that. It should. No. That's why I say for my candles you get a clean burn, because I test. So if I get a new fragrance, from a different supplier, and I don't know this fragrance, I'm like, oh, how does this react? I will do a dry run. I would make that candle and burn it and see how it is. Not because I think it's going to flame, but more importantly now, because I know all the properties that will make it a bad burning candle, but to see if it's going to smell right. It might even react with the wick. It might be the fragrance is crap or something like that. But I only do that especially when I get if I try a different fragrance oil from a different supplier that I don't know, because they could be making shit fragrance oils and it could interact with the candle and you don't know. So every time I do, go on.
No, I was going to say, how can that? Every time you do, then I'll ask you the question after. Go for it.
Yeah, so every time I would if I use a new type of wax, even if it's coconut and rapeseed wax, but I get it from another supplier, I would still do a test. So I would just make up a candle, let that cure and burn it and see if there's any issues before I make another batch to actually sell and take to market.
Cool. So the other thing so what impact could that have, the black smoke thing? Is that dangerous to someone in terms of inhaling it perhaps, or?
Well, it's because some of those wicks, because it's producing it's toxins coming out of it. And also if it's near a wall or something, it can mess up your decor. So you see the black smoke.
Yeah, I remember
actually even
that,
yeah, even some candles, actually, you shouldn't actually, just normal, even a good performing candle, you shouldn't put it too close to a wall because obviously it's fire in it. And if it gets close, it will start getting that black thing. But some candles, if they're badly made, when it's burning, you would just see this black, white, swirly line coming out of it. And if you go too close to it, it smells like gas or carbon. It's just like, oh, what's going on there? Or it might flicker really wildly. Sometimes you get a flicker. You might get a flicker because of conditions. It might be a bit windy. Certain areas, certain parts of a room might make the flame flicker. But if it's flickering really wildly all the time, constant, and it just doesn't stop, it's not good. It's not being done properly. But you do now and again, a candle might flicker for a couple of minutes because you might have walked past or let a draft. But then if it's just like that for the whole time, it's too hot. It's burning too hot, and it's likely that it's gonna make the glass too hot. So even if you touch the glass, it's too hot. And that's another thing. The candle glass shouldn't get so hot where you can't really touch it.
Basically, you just led me on to something I was about to say to you, because I was going to say that I've had it before where the glass was broke. Literally, one day.
It's just the wrong wick. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I know you can get that as well if you keep it burning for too long.
Yeah,
but to be honest, I keep my candles burning for hours. I don't get I've never had a glass break. But if the candle glass cracks, it's either they haven't used a heat resistant glass, like a proper candle vessel, or it's got the wrong wick, or it's just been badly made, and so it's just not acting how it should be. Because like I said, it's all down to science, isn't it? You don't just pour in the wick and pour in the fragrance and then boom. No, it's all temperature control.
Wow, I wish I added that bit in. You know what? Because that bit's so much about safety, Donna, if I was to add that bit in, obviously all the other bits and pieces, in between, get rid of, but this bit about the safety bit, because I don't think many people know about that side of things, because I've been getting candles.
They don't know about that. They don't know about that. And you know what? I did a survey of, well, not a survey, I didn't actually send it out, but I just did my own sort of like questioning with just people when I was telling them about my candles. And when I bring to their attention, like, oh, it burns cleaner, so you won't get, they're like, oh, a lot of people just think that's the standard. I just thought that's how a candle goes.
Exactly.
That's what it's supposed to do. Yeah, they just weren't aware. So when they go and get like a high-end candle from Joe Malone, you see the difference. Joe Malone and the White Company candles and all them top brands, their candles burn different. You just notice the difference. They burn slower, and the flame height is lower, and there's a nice steady burn.
This is what I mean about your personality, though. This is why I was saying you're very, I thought I was detail orientated. Do you know what I mean? But this is amazing. I don't know anyone that's spoken about candles that's gone into it in such depth. Who talks about the wick in that way? Who talks about that? If you do this, then you can break the glass, the dangers. This is really crucial. This is crucial information.
And that's why I was so conscious. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Of course. And that's why I say I don't want to be responsible for any of my products causing any harm to anyone.
Absolutely. Does there have to be a sticker on there? Like there's like a kite flag, or is that more for electronic goods?
So on the bottom of all my candles, I have a safety sticker, and it tells you how, if you should trim the wick before you burn and how long to burn for. And also I include a leaflet in all my candles, a candle care leaflet, basically how to look after your candles and safety and how to keep them safe.
Wow, that is another good thing. I tell you, I am 55. I don't remember in all of the years I've been getting candles since we've been in this place. We've been in this place 23 years that I've been buying candles in this place. And I bought candles in my previous place as well. I've never seen any instructions on how to look after the candle. Never seen that before. Never.
Yeah. So when you speak to your mother-in-law, if you ask her, she would have had a sticker at the bottom of the candle. She's got a sticker at the bottom, and even when she takes the lid off her candle, there is a topper, like a dust cover. But on the dust cover, it also says "Care with Candle," and then she would have got like a trifold booklet kind of thing, and it tells her. It would say how to look after the candle. I should have brought one with me. Actually, I should have took one out and just shown it to the camera.
you'll get an opportunity to do that. Actually, Donna, yes, you could do that. You could send a picture, like to me, some way, somehow, on your phone, whatever, and then this could be added into the video. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why.
Okay, what the leaflet?
Yeah, the leaflet. Yeah,
or the whole product.
So people know what to expect. So, by the way, you get this in there as well. Do you know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm sorry. It's just.
So I've tried to look at the detail out of everything. Like I said, I want it to be luxury. I don't want them to just be paying money and they don't get no benefit. I want it to be like, well, because of what I know now, you need to know how to look after a candle. So like with any candles, when you get a candle as well, you're supposed to trim the wick. Some, like if it's not trimmed to the bottom, sorry. Yeah, so I don't know. Some candle makers, when they make their candles, I know not Joe Malone, I know White Company do. When they send them to you, the wick's already trimmed to the level for you to already start burn. But most candles are not. So the wick is just above. It should be 1/4 of an inch from distance from the wax.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is if it's too high, it would take too long to form a melt pool. So the melt pool is what comes up is the liquid that forms in the glass from edge to edge.
Yes.
So if the wick is too high, it will take too long to form that melt pool. Hence, it will take too long for the candle to smell and also be too high and start flaming too high. So you're supposed to trim the wick, and every time you put out your candle, obviously it's going to have excess. You're supposed to trim it down again.
Okay.
To get the benefit of the candle, so you get that nice. Yeah, because wax not wax melts, but wax have the memory as well. So one of the first things when you first burn, you have to make it burn for at least 2 hours, because if you don't, and it's only burnt for about half an hour and it hasn't formed a full melt pool, what you'll find is on your second burn, it won't get a full melt pool because of that memory you've caused. It creates a memory.
Wow, Lord, wow. Honestly, didn't know this. I've had times where I bought candles and the wick's so short. Every minute, it just literally the thing just keeps on outing as well. You light the thing, it outs. And
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be too short.
Sorry.
Oh, it shouldn't be too short, but not too high.
Right. Literally, I've had
you have to use your hands to dig out the wax.
It's been a couple of millimeters. It's been a couple of millimeters.
Oh wow!
And I've had to literally sort of get my nail and carve round that area so that there's enough wick.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to do that when you first buy a product.
You should, because if you've burnt it down, you shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because as you burn it down, it's more wick is exposed.
Yeah. But there's been all sorts from them. Maybe it's the place I'm getting them from, but obviously I now know where to take my business. But seriously, that is an amazing extra bit that you've added in there about the safety side of things, and obviously the fact you've got that concerning and no one's really thought about that. Or they might, I can't think of it. I'm going to be looking at boxes now. I've actually got a candle I'm looking at right now. I'm going to make sure it brings it over to me.
Malone and White, Joe Malone and White Company definitely have labels at the bottom of their candles. Right. And I think even Yankee do as well, actually. I don't know about the others, but they definitely have the stickers at the bottom.
But then you've got an actual...
Because, there was this...
Go on.
The leaflet. It's just basically it's just a little leaflet. It's just like a card. Yeah, I can hear you. So it's just a card that says sort of thank you for your purchase. And when you open it, it just tells you how. It doesn't go into the detail that I went into, but it just tells you how to look after the candle, like cut the wick before you use, and and then trim every time you use before you light, and where to place it, and burn it for at least an hour to get a full melt pool so it can release the scent. So it's just a basic. And just how to keep it safe and stuff like that, and how to sort of put it out.
The thing is, because people don't, because generally you think it's just like buy it, open the sort of packet, put it on the side where you want it to smell lovely, and you just switch, use your lighter or whatever.
Yeah.
You light it. you don't think about, let's see how to do what I'm supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. You just think you put it on the side and it just deals with it itself. But the fact that it has that extra,
it does.
A card in there, is going to make people be more conscious to go, oh, what's this? Oh, and then read that. If it's just literally instructions at the bottom of it or at the side, you might not read that, because generally you think all you've got to do is just open up the packaging, put it on the side, and then just light it, end of story. But with your one's different. Yeah. That extra thing to sort of make someone think, oh, and then might think differently. Wow. Well, I'm glad I asked about that. Because I wouldn't have known.
Because how many times do you get a candle and then tip it over and look at the safety thing and think, oh, what's that at the bottom? You don't, do you?
You just don't.
Yeah. So that's why I have it on the bottom and the candle topper. So obviously when they're taking it off, because they have to take it off to light the candle, they will literally see it. And then obviously the leaflet.
Cool. So, this is partly why I did, well, it's not partly, it's mainly why I did say with you do things so thoroughly that things that, people just do in a general way, you will just find more processes to that thing. You're just doing it more thorough than everybody else.
Yeah.
So you have got a lot to teach someone else, hence the masterclasses. Do you know what I mean? Which is going to be amazing when you do.
Yeah.
Definitely decide to do those down the line, of course, when you're ready. And of course, the products are going to come from you, ultimately. Do you know what I mean? To do the masterclass in the first place.
Yeah.
I've got another message saying your internet connection is unstable. I've never had that message before, and it's come up 3 times now. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And it's been fine on my end, actually. It's just weird.
Cool. So I'm just looking at the time, 14:42. So we started this at 13:30. So that's like an hour about an hour and 40 minutes approximately. So I think that might be it, and we can call it a day, unless there's anything else you wanted to add. Was there any little niggles, anything that you didn't like? How did you, what's your feedback?